Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Masters of the Universe Tuesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Masters of the Universe Masterverse New Eternia Beastman. Thank you for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. Let's try to tame the savage beast by starting with a look at the packaging. And, you know, for Masterverse collectors, or if you've watched reviews on Masterverse, the packaging is nothing new. It's 30 points of articulation, that barcode, the Masterverse logo, that cracked stone scrolly, whatever you want to call it there, pattern. 6 and up, 40th anniversary of He-Man, and that, if that's a sticker, it is on the inside. Nice big window showcasing the figure and accessories for the most part. Masters of the Universe, New Eternia, Beastman. On this side, Beastman, Tribal Leader. On this side, some great artwork of Beastman, New Eternia, and that says more classic look to me there at the top. Did we look at the bottom yet? No. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in Vietnam print, MattelShop.com print, contents, 1 figure, and accessories, a funky number with a BV, the question mark, some other symbols, a barcode, assortment number maybe, recycled. And then on the back, wow, that is just these Masterverse figures, the artwork. Well, Masters of the Universe in general. You know, anything that I've taken a look at, even in the store, the artwork on it is fabulous. And I'm sure at some point they will give us a book of all the artwork. But I mean, that's just great. And you know, like we got Beastman here, and then another Beastman, and a Beastwoman, and another Beastman over there. So pretty cool. Masters of the Universe, New Eternia. Original designs inspired by classic concepts. Beastman, Tribal Leader. Shaman of the 7 savage tribes that dwell within the majestic jungles of Eternia. Beastman defeated the mighty bear demon and earned the right to lead his people. Then they mysteriously disappeared. Now he searches all corners of the planet for his tribe. Nothing can stop him from reuniting them under his care. Not the barbaric He-Man, not even Skeletor. And then here we have the cross sale. The Netflix He-Man, the Masters of the Universe He-Man. The New Eternia Zodak. The Netflix He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Skeletor. And the Princess of Power Catra. Also available, each sold separately, subject to availability, color, and decoration may vary. Mattel, empowering the next generation through play. And that, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories and handy dandy tweezers. Let's start off with the alternate hands. And, you know, they do have nice molded detail, that is, no actual mold. They do look like they have a bit of a paint wash on it, just to kind of make some of that hairy hair stand out. And even wash here along there, along the palm, and some paint for the claws or fingernails or whatever you want to call them. And that's the C-grip hand, and you know, the same details apply to this hand. Now these hands, I believe, are the same hands that came with Revelation Beastman, which, as far as I can tell, is the only reuse. The hands are the only reuse on this figure, and you'll kind of see some of that when we get to the comparisons. Here's one of the big selling points of this figure for a lot of people: the classic Beastman harness. And I have to say, it works pretty well on this figure. And he's actually wearing most of his accessories now. And then we have this nice big spiky club. And it's got a little bit of weight to it now. Kind of like Skeletor's Havoc staff. So it's not hollow in here. It's solid now. At least it feels that way. If there's any hollowness to it, I can't tell. So very nice, and very nice deco on it, even though I don't think there's a whole lot of paint, because I think this outside part is a separate piece that is glued on, because there you can see the separation joint right there. I think the handle and the spike piece, and you know, it all runs up here, and then they glued this wood piece out on the outside. So maybe, you know, like well, on this is probably all this color, and then this is some paint right here. So that's pretty cool. And then here is his classic weapon, the whip. And you know, it kind of throws back to that original vintage, you know, it has that feel to it, I guess. And a nice, pretty long string for the whip part. And this is also different than the Revelation Beastman's. It's much, much bigger. Well, I say that like it's hugely bigger, but it's bigger. And then let's take a look at the figure himself. And this armor is, or harness, whatever you want to call it, is what it's the pelt of the Great Bear or whatever. And it is soft goods, and it's pretty soft feeling. And you know, it's flexible, it gets up out of the way, and then the plastic parts of it, you know, you got these horns on it, and then the hat part of the bear is a separate piece, and that's pretty cool. It's got, well, it doesn't really look like it has any paint apps on it. The eyes might be painted slightly, and then these horn pieces might be. And I will go ahead and say, you know, as long as you're not moving this guy around or anything, the hat, helmet, whatever you want to call it, it stays on fairly well. But the minute you go to moving him around or anything, it doesn't stay on very well. So there's that. Now I look at the face. Now this is Beastman in all his ferocity. Very, very nice paint job. It looks like there is a little bit of paint slop right here, but with this, I'm guessing being like war paint rather than how his face actually looks. You know, that's how I always thought of it. So he may have gotten some down here in his beard, but there's some of the blue. I can't tell if it's on the, like, supposed to be on the top lip there, and then, but some of it got on the teeth too. So a little bit of slop there, but it does also have a little bit of paint wash on the fur to kind of help it stand out a little bit. There you can see it right there. And then now this, you know, when you're looking at him, you know, this kind of gets in the way. So let's go ahead and take it off. And then it just unclips right there. And you do have to pop the head off to get it off. And here I go, 15 minutes of struggling with the harness of Beastman. I don't even know why I said that. That just doesn't sound right. But there we go. And it's off. And there we go. And this is all new as far as I can tell. There's no reuse except for the hands. And it's great looking. And even if they, you know, on the arms they gave it some wash, and on the legs they gave it some wash. But on the chest, I'm assuming they just figured this was all going to be covered up with this thing anyway. So why put that extra paint wash in there? And I don't know if it's the plastic or if it's the paint wash that gives, you know, this is a darker looking than the chest, and the legs as well. You know, the arms and legs look like they match, and then the chest and torso, or the torso, doesn't look like it does. Let's pop his head back on. And so that's a little disappointing that they didn't go that slight extra mile with 2 cents worth of wash for the torso. And you know, it's still a great looking figure. Let's talk about his articulation. He can look up that high, and he doesn't want to really look down at all. So he can pop his head off when you try to do the full exorcist. You see it's on that dumbbell, but it really doesn't want to do anything there. So he does do the full exorcist. And like I said, he still can't look down any. He's got a little bit of waggle in there. Some waggle. At the arms, 360 degrees of rotation. You can see there's a cut right here. And it gives you just slightly over 90 degrees, it looks like. Cut at the upper bicep. It also gives you a full 360 degrees. It's hard with this armor piece on there. Double hinged pinless elbows. And let's see. Little off-screen strength, maybe. I had this sucker working earlier. There you go. Alright, it can give that much bend. 360 degree rotation at the wrist on an in and out hinge. And then same in and out hinge on this side, same rotation. And you can see here also he has like, you know, so a weapon of some kind where he can jab stuff, which if I remember correctly, that was molded into the original Beastman's hand. So that's cool. Cut here gives him all kinds of hula stuff. Crunches forward that far, kind of just stands up straight. It will twist, it move a little bit in that direction, but then it just pops back into place. 360 degree rotation at the waist. And at the hips, he'll give you that much of the splits. This does get in the way a little bit, but it does bend up. He can kick forward, not quite 90, just slightly under 90. As far as kicking back, his beast butt gets in the way, so really doesn't. Cut here at the upper thigh for another 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinless knee. There we go again. I thought I had this thing loose. It's hard to get it with this armor on there too, because it wants to slide. But with the armor on, it can get that much. Without the armor on, it can get just a little bit further. You can see right here, there is a cut in the upper shin. He's not really wearing boots, so it's not really a boot cut per se. But it will give you a full 360 degree rotation. The armor does get in the way just a little bit. And at the ankles, it tilts down that far. Up is a little bit trickier because that peg wants to bend, but he can tilt up that far, which is not a lot. And it does have a forward-facing pin for rocker action. And another thing I want to note, which they did not have to do on this figure, is they gave him details on the bottom of his feet. So I think that's really cool. Oh, and the toe claws or toe nails, whatever you want to call them, they got some paint on them too. I missed that earlier. Now, to get that really classic Beastman look, you have to pull off this leg armor, and you have to pull off these forearm pieces. Now, later on, I'll show that in, his fully classic in the comparison section. But for now, you just pop the armor on. And I mean, you don't have to pull those parts off if you don't want to. And then it just clips right there. And there we have at least semi-classic Beastman. And that, my friends, stuff in the way. That, my friends, does it for a look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here is New Eternia Beastman with Revelations Beastman, or Revelation Beastman rather, and Revelation Skeletor. And as you can see, New Eternia Beastman is much larger and broader than Revelation Beastman. There is almost no reuse here. The only reuse being Revelation and New Eternia New Eternia Beastman rather share hands. That's it. Everything else about this figure is new. Here's New Eternia Beastman with New Eternia Viking He-Man and New Eternia Barbarian Skeletor. And as you can see, Beastman, as he should be, is much larger than the other two. Larger and broader. And this is, I know original Beastman wasn't this big and broad. He was about the same size as the rest of them, but this is how Beastman should be. Here we have New Eternia Beastman with his more classic He-Man appearance, along with the Masterverse Princess of Power She-Ra and the Masterverse 40th Anniversary He-Man. How does New Eternia Beastman compare up with other lines? We're going to take a look. And I thought it would be fun to start off with the Marvel Legends Ursa Major Build-A-Figure, seeing as how Beastman in the New Eternia mythos kills the Great Bear to become leader of all the Beastmen tribes. But this is how they compare up. And as you can see, they're kind of on par. Ursa Major is still slightly larger, but not by much. Here we have New Eternia Beastman with making his cameo appearance from the Marvel Legends series, Stan the Man Lee, and from the G.I. Joe Classified series, we have the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant, Cobra Commander. For our final set of comparisons, here we have Beastman with the Star Wars The Black Series Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and as you can see, he looks itty-bitty next to Beastman. And then for another 7-inch figure line, we have McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse 3 Jokers, the Joker, the Clown. Man, that clone looks small. For final thoughts on the Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, New Eternia, Beastman, I have to say, my friends, this Beastman is the Beastman we have deserved for 40 years. This Beastman don't get slapped around. He might get zapped by Skeletor, but he don't get slapped around. He might bite your damn hand off. He is just that vicious looking. This is what Beastman always should have been. So with all that said, I think you know I'm saying the bottom line on this guy is he is a buy. At least for me. Your mileage, of course, may vary. You might not like Beastman or this Beastman as much as I do. But, you know, the fact that he can also, you know, he came with the classic armor. And, you know, for the most part, you can turn him into a classic looking Beastman. You know, that really just puts this guy over the top. And as far as I can tell, he's all new body parts except for the hands. The hands are reused from Revelation Beastman, but that is the only part I can tell that is reused. Everything else on this guy is brand new. And, you know, this, I want to say this is probably my third favorite Masterverse figure in the line. Number one is the Revelation Battle Cat. That is the most badass Battle Cat ever done. And he deserves to be number one. And number two would be the 40th anniversary He-Man, and this guy is a close third. And that's just, again, that's my opinion. Your mileage may vary, but again, like I said, this is the Beastman we've deserved to get for 40 years. And he is just every inch a badass. Well, that does it for the review, my friends. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much, my friends, for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.